All right, so today in class we talked about the way in which interest groups look to lobby Congress. I wanted to finish up this evening by talking about the way in which interest groups lobby both executive branch agencies as well as the courts. When looking at how interest groups lobby executive branch agencies, we got to remember that bureaucrats make key administrative decisions and help to develop policy initiatives that the legislative branches may later make into law. So it benefits interest groups to work with executive agencies because it helps them influence the way in which policy is not only formulated or put together, and even the way it can be implemented. But sometimes this lobbying does have a drawback, something known as agency capture. What happens within agency capture is that a bureaucratic agency becomes almost overly reliant upon the lobbying and the interest groups for their information, so they become captive, meaning that they are so reliant upon the information that they almost have blinders and that they're only going to accept information from the lobbyist rather than doing their own independent research. Interest groups can also look to impact and influence policy through lobbying our judicial system or lobbying the courts. Many interest groups looked at various judicial rulings from civil rights cases and also education cases to realize that the judiciary is a great way and a great means through which an interest group can achieve their goals. And there's two primary ways in which interest groups look to lobby the courts. First and foremost is in the selection of judges. Interest groups may come out in either support or reject a particular nomination by the president, trying to influence their friends in the Senate to either confirm or reject that appointment. Probably the more common way is groups like the American Civil Liberties Union or the ACLU, who basically look to influence policy primarily through bringing up lawsuits. They will bring up lawsuits because they maybe can see that either the executive branch agencies or Congress may view the issue as too controversial or unlikely to take on the issue. So their hope is that by bringing up a lawsuit, they will in turn be able to influence or impact a decision. The final method in which interest groups can look to lobby the court is by filing amicus curiae briefs, also known as a friend of the court brief. This happened quite a bit. If we look at the last gay marriage case from the summer, we had a number of interest groups sending these amicus curiae briefs to the Supreme Court, either coming out in support of or coming out against gay marriage. So these are just short little research reaction papers, public stance papers that interest groups use to try to influence the justices when they go to make a decision. Tomorrow we'll look at the various ways in which the interest groups make use of issue networks and iron triangles, and also look at the way in which interest groups look to use outside lobbying to help achieve their policy goals.